Good day, Ada.
Good day.
Ada here, she lived through perhaps one of the saddest ordeals any of us had known at the time it happened.
You know, we women, we tend to assume we will outlive our husbands. The thought of it is sad, of course, but we understand the reality of things. At the end of our lives, it may likely just be us, and we may not like it, but we know it. We accept it. The reality we aren't ready for is that we might lose a child. We raise them to take on the world after we're gone. It isn't natural that they might leave us first in the world we've built for them. Even still, times are hard, and life in the wilds of the Northwest isn't easy. Backbreaking labor is the baseline of effort, and these forests, these rivers, they don't tame to your comfort. And so loss is a great reality. But reality or not, no one could have prepared me to lose both husband and child in one moment. See, my son Ward, he'd been off in Portland going to business college, big city living, dreaming dreams beyond this valley. But my husband, he'd split his foot while chopping wood and wasn't able to get around the ranch like he used to. So Ward would come home now and then to lend a hand, and it's hard to actually wish he hadn't. It took out to look out from the house over the fields and see father and son working side by side. The heart swells with pride seeing such a sight, so I'm glad he came home. I am. But if he had stayed in Portland, then maybe. I don't really know what happened. It could be that my son went too deep in the water while bathing the horses. Others think he might have been kicked by one of them, or my husband was the first to go down. No one was there to know. All I know for certain is that I looked out my kitchen window and saw my husband rise out of the river, only to be pulled back down. And then, nothing. No movement, just the horses bathing like nothing had happened. It felt like the world stopped and sped up all at once. I heard myself start screaming, and I began to run, or at least I must have, because somehow I got across the field to the river and watched as neighbors pulled my husband and my son from the river. Just bodies. Nothing came back but the bodies. We could have held their funeral in a church, but I couldn't bear to take them from the homestead they died caring for. So we placed their caskets in the front yard, and I sat between them. I sat directly between the boxes that held their bodies, because where else would I be? We'd spent 19 years as the three of us, my husband, my son, and me. And that would be the way they were seen in this valley. It had to be.
Ada lived 24 more years after that. She outlived her own child by more years than he lived at all. But she went on with the same determination and grit as she always had.
That's the way of this land, Caretaker. You all know what I mean.